It's the next chapter in Kurt Sutter's award-winning Sons of Anarchy saga. Mayans MC premieres on FX next Tuesday, and joining me today from Los Angeles are actors Edward James Olmos and JD Pardo. Hello guys, how are you today?
How you doing?
How are you, Natalie?
I'm well. Mr. Olmos, I want to start with you here because people, I think, in their mind probably have an idea where this saga picks up, what the next chapter is, but kind of set the stage. How have you been able to tie in Sons of Anarchy, and what can people expect, especially on that first episode?
Well, basically, if you've seen Sons of Anarchy, it does definitely, the energy base goes from Sons of Anarchy right into the Mayans, but you don't have to have been an aficionado of Sons of Anarchy. I highly recommend that you watch the show. It's a great show. But if you just started with our show coming up September 4th, you'll be very surprised and enlightened in a world that we've never seen before. Not even in the Sons of Anarchy do you get into the world that Kurt Sutter has placed us. His storytelling is really unique, as people who saw for 7 years the Sons of Anarchy and why there was so much love for the world that he created and the way he created it. In this case, he's even more advanced in his storytelling, and we see it immediately. JD plays it, my son, my youngest son, who's a genius, photographic memory, who was a tremendous scholar, tremendous mind, who was at Stanford and then, due to situations, ends up getting put into prison. And when the story starts of the Mayans, it starts with him being out of prison for 6 months. And so you don't know anything about him, so you're going to start to learn what it is that's happened to him, and you start to really feel for our community and our family. And I play the father, and I have 2 sons, and they're both in the motorcycle club, Mayans.
Well, JD, I want to bring you in here and kind of some similarities that people, at least I've been able to read, that they are comparing you with Jax Teller, you know, the star from the Sons of Anarchy. Do you think that's a fair comparison between the 2 lead actors, if you will?
Well, I understand the comparison. I mean, you're you know, with Sons of Anarchy, the story's told through Jax Teller, played by Charlie Hunnam. And for, you know, Mayans, it's the perspective is through Easy Reyes, played by myself. So I understand the comparison. I would just say that these characters probably couldn't be more different. You know, when Jax Teller first comes into, you know, he being the VP, Sons of Anarchy, you know, the kingdom, charming. He's the prince. Everything is great. For Easy, the character that I play, he was never supposed to be part of the club. He didn't want to be a part of the club. He was going to Stanford, really intelligent young man who had a sense of what he wanted in life, and he was enjoying life. And then a tragic event happens, and it lands him in prison. And now that he's out of prison, he's just trying to pick himself up with the limited amount of opportunities that he has, and that's where he finds himself in the Mayans. So I would, and plus he's a prospect. I think that's the biggest part that the audience is going to see right off the bat, especially within the first episode, is that he's a prospect. So, you know, he is, he's muted. He is, there's not a lot that he can say or even do within the club except just observe and really introduce the audience into the club life. So it is very different. But trust me, I get that a lot.
Well, you're smiling. You're still smiling about it. So I'm glad that was how you took it. But I'm glad to talk with both of you guys. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to checking out this show. Once again, Mayan MC premieres Tuesday, September 4th at 10 o'clock on FX. Again, gentlemen, thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.